Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Bleedbigblue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, J Money, Tim, and Captain Negative. Streaming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marco. You are listening to the Bleedbigblue podcast, coming to you on a Wednesday night. It is, January 23rd, 2019. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you would like to help donate to the channel, the super chats are on. We'd love to see those come in. I have good things planned today. We have a full lineup. Let's see. Let's turn on the mics. I believe I have Justin and Captain Negative live and ready to go. Gentlemen, are you there or are you sleeping?
Actually, I just poured myself a nice, light and sweet salvation.
Nice.
So, yeah, I had a nice little cup of Joe.
I had
up for me. So, here we go.
I had 3 Mega Stuff Oreos during the intro. Have you guys had those yet?
Mega Stuff. Is that 3 times?
The Mega Stuff.
Is that 3 times or is that 4?
I got to tell you, Yeah, I've seen
a
the
double
pictures of the
stuff.
mega stuff. I have not partaken in the mega stuffed Oreo yet, although it is on the list.
They're available at Target for those that are interested, and they are magnificent.
I heard they're magnificent.
I think there's a lot of stuff.
I heard they are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the more stuffing, the better. Do you believe, my daughters, like, when I bring home the double stuff, like, they don't like it? They like the regular stuffed one? Something wrong with these kids.
I mean, that I bring into question your ability as a parent.
Well, I do as well. That was before the Oreo.
That's why he's questioning it. He's trying to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, what happened? Whose kids are these?
So with the mega stuff, how many cookies do you get in a container? Like 5? What's going on here?
It's definitely less.
All stuff.
I think maybe.
So it's easier to eat a whole row now, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Not that it was hard before. Okay.
Absolutely, it's definitely easier. I mean, I think if you get 20 cookies, I think that's probably right about where we are.
I think that's all you need.
21.
I would say that's
3
all you
rows
really
of
need.
7.
Unless you're sharing, in which case that's no good. You want to keep all the cookies for yourself.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys seen, speaking of cookies and stuff like that, have you guys seen the amazing invention that the people at the Cocoa Pebbles factory came up with, where they put Cocoa Pebbles is now with like peanut butter pebbles in like the same little box? Have you guys seen this?
Oh.
Are you a fan of the Cocoa Pebbles?
I'm not aware.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so I can actually send you a picture because I bought 2 boxes, one for no one to ever touch because it's such a beautiful thing, and then another one for us to indulge in. And they are a little slice of heaven, gentlemen. Like, get yourself some of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe we'll grab some of those, on the way in on Thursday morning to.
Well, I'm thinking we make little
Baltimore
baggies.
Airport.
We can make little dry cereal baggies to have as little snack packs on the way to Atlanta in the morning.
I mean, I like the sound of that. I'm not gonna lie.
Can we bring snack packs? Like, can we bring stuff? Like, I'm not even like. I think you could probably like bring like anything you want on a plane with the government shutdown. You could probably just like. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but
Yeah.
you think we can get away with the Fruity Pebbles or something like that? They won't let us take that on there, right? Like, it's way too dangerous to have Fruity Pebbles.
Typically,
Is Fruity Pebbles dangerous?
The TSA or whoever it is that's manning the checkpoint at that point in time, they'll confiscate any food that you have. But then you can purchase food once you're past the TSA. Like, you can purchase food and bring it on the plane.
I wonder if someone would take my food and then hold it past the TSA and let me buy it back from them because I'd want my snacks. But no, I guess
Right.
we're gonna
What I
have to
want
do
to
that.
know,
Yeah.
it's been a while since I flew this early in the morning. I'm usually an evening flyer, and I'm
Okay.
gonna be intrigued to find out if they offer any sort of liquor or beer on the plane. Because, I mean, I could have a few at 9 a.m. Be done by 2.
Now, hold on. Now, wait a minute. Am I going to be? No, wait a minute. I don't know what I'm getting into. Marco, as you can tell, he's much more of a party animal than I am, per se. Now, so I was talking about being straight and narrow, like a straight arrow on the plane. Like, I'm not drinking nothing. We're going. This is a business trip. Now, all of a sudden, Mr. Mimosa wants drinks on the plane. Am I going to be babysitting? Like, are we going to be?
No.
Am I going to end up at Magic City because you're dragging me there and we can't go to the Super Bowl festivities?
2 Heineken Lights. Those would be, if I have those. The flight leaves 9:30. So
Yeah.
I have two Heineken Lights, and get off the plane at noon, and you're Mr. Personality for the Radio Row.
Well, I can't argue with your logic whatsoever. I can't. I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
So while you're enjoying yourself on the flight, I'll be the guy sitting next to you, shaking in fear, because we're in a plane and we're high up in the air in a vibrating tube of death, where there's probably some guy flying it. Like, I'd feel more comfortable if you were going to drink if you'd flying it than the pilot was.
What are the odds that at some
I
point
pass out.
on the flight,
It's very good.
You asked for the oxygen tank, like the spare.
Oh no, I won't ask for the oxygen tank, but I will. I am the guy. I am the guy that on a roller coaster will be made fun of by a little girl because I ask for the guy to double check my seatbelt. So like I'm very proud. Like, I will be paying attention during the safety portion of the flight. The other thing is I will not be helping others. Right. So if we do,
that's not your role.
Exactly. And if the plane. Yeah, no, not at all. That is not my role. But here, and the other thing is, I will not be helping others. So, like, a lot of times, I look around the plane, see who you can help. No, I have a mirror, and I will be helping myself if the plane goes down. Now, if I get secured, Justin, you're right there with me. Like, hop on my back, let's go.
One of the people that might need that assistance.
So the only time I've been on a plane is I've gone to Florida, and the only time I've been on a plane by myself on the way back from Florida. They sat me in the emergency seat next to the door, and then they come over to you and they give you the whole, well, since you're next to the door, you have to sign a waiver that if by some chance you can. Well, this was 10 years ago, right? So it was 15 years ago, right? So that's the last time I flew by myself. I'm a wreck. So they made me sign this thing that if we crash, that I have to help others get out of the plane. I'll be honest with you, I signed it because I was next to the door and would have been the first one out of the plane. I don't want to help anyone. Justin, get on my back like Yoda, and we'll just make a run for it.
That's fair.
Boy, oh boy.
As long as I know that going in, I think I can make it work.
Yeah, and I'm full, and I won't leave you. Like, if I'm gonna skedaddle, I'll make sure like hop on and we're out. But I'm not be prepared to run over people on the way. If we trample a little old woman, so be it. We have to get to safety. Yeah. We have a party to get to. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Let's break up the medias, and everyone pick where they want to scout. This way we don't miss anyone. What do you want?
Oh, I think I'm on the. Hold on. What do I got here? I'm on the. I think I'm on the YouTube.
You're on the YouTube. Okay. It's a little
on the YouTube. Yeah.
People still coming in. So
trickling in. We got people in here, not a lot of people paying attention, or not a lot of people commenting, but
chiming in.
We got peeps. We got peeps.
Let me check on the Facebook.
Brian, I'm on the Facebook. Brian Bennett.
Captain Negative Jr.
AKA Jimmy's burner account.
If Gettleman can have one, so can I.
Yeah. He wants us to get to Giants football.
We are.
Can I just say before we get to Giants football, I want to mention that also on the Facebook. Number one top fan Steven Totillo of Flying Colors Painting in Connecticut. Hopes we have a safe trip. Steven, we won't let you down. The trip will be safe, and we appreciate your fandom. You are the official painter and roofer of Bleedbigblue.com.
I am checking out what's going on Periscope or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and there are a few people there.
And real quick, you guys can find Steven and his business in Fairfield County, Connecticut. FlyingColorsPainters.com. This show is brought to you by FlyingColorsPainters.com. 203-918-8950 get you Steven and FlyingColorsPainters.com.
Look at that. All right,
He'll paint for you. He can roof for you. Steven does it all.
Let's talk Giants football, and today is all about the Pro Bowl, the Senior Bowl scouting that's going on. We got a little Super Bowl action in a few weeks. But today, Gettleman and crew was checking out a quarterback, my friends. Do you know who that is?
There's been a lot of names. There's been a lot of names going around. What was the name today? Drew Lock?
Today was not Drew Lock.
Who was today? Jones?
Today was Jones. What?
Sleeper.
I really am not even too fired up about the Senior Bowl because I don't want any of those guys. I've watched the game film, like what they're doing in shorts and pads, like doesn't really do it for me. I got big questions about those guys. I think if it was last year and those guys were in the draft, they'd be second rounders without a doubt. I think that they both can end up going in the first, Locke and Jones. I think Locke can go late because teams get desperate. Somebody could possibly trade up into the late first round and grab him. Greer as well is another guy to watch at the back end of the first round. But my thoughts have not changed. To me, it's Haskins or use the 11 picks to trade back, maybe gather some more picks for next year's draft and put yourself in a position at that point to go after the guy you want in what's going to be a more quarterback-friendly draft. If it's not Haskins this year, guys, it terrifies me. And it terrifies me to the point where you think about if they do take the guy, that means that you got to figure if they were to select one of those guys, it puts us out of contention for a quarterback next year because you would figure you're drafting this guy, it's the new GM, it's the new coach, you're going to give him an opportunity to develop. So if it's not Haskins, man, dangerous.
Justin, what do you think?
Here's what I want to say in reference to the quarterback scenario. I think that if they want Haskins at 6, if they're going to go Haskins. If they get jumped for Haskins, then I think they go best player available, which is probably a defensive player of some sort, like a Gary out of Michigan, maybe an Ed Oliver, something along those lines. And then with the linebacker at LSU, his name
White
at the moment, but White, yes, that's correct. So I think you see them go there, and then, I was talking with somebody this week. We have 11 picks. I mean, we have a lot of holes, but I don't know if you fill those holes with 11 picks in the positions where we're picking at the draft. So
yeah, you don't. You're right. You don't. There's no way.
If you can trade back up into the first round and get your impact defensive player at 6, if Haskins isn't there, and then get your quarterback, specifically Jones, right? I think that's something that the Giants do. And
that's a dangerous, man. That is if they like Haskins, and they see, here's the thing is like they put themselves in this position by handling how they handled it last year, right? So like the clock is ticking, and the window for as wide as the Giant fans think it is, it's not. Like you're playing with fire here. And if you like Haskins that much, considering how young he is, if you're waiting for him to get to 6 and you have an inkling that somebody may take him or reach up before you and go get and make a move to acquire him in front of you, and you let that happen with 11 picks in the draft, like that's worse failure than last year. Like this isn't a game with this quarterback position. Like you're playing with fire, and if you punt to next year without recognizing that that's the plan right off the bat, it's either we like Haskins and we're going to go get him, or you're playing with fire, man, with the other guys. And I'm not sold on those guys. They could try to sell you a hill of beans, we're going to have huge problems if that's the route. And I don't care who the best player is that they take at 6. If you do not handle the quarterback problem, it's hopeless. Like, I get that you can have a good team and pull off a Case Keenum and win 10, 11 games, and it's cute. But you need a quarterback, guys.
No, I hear you.
And unless you handle that problem and correct it the right way, you're going to have issues. And I don't know that Locke and Jones are the guys at the back end of that route. Ugh.
I will say if that is the way that they play it, where they jump back up into the first round to get one of like a late blooming first round quarterback. It's a Bulls move. It's risky.
Look,
Because honestly, I don't think the fan base could go through another 3 or 4 win season. It's giving me agita just thinking about going through that again.
So, all right. So here's the thing. So I'm looking at the ever famous draft value chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
That GMs use across the league to put some sort of value on picks. Okay? So let's just throw this out there, right? Pick 6 is valued at 1,600. Okay? If we wanted to get up to pick 3, which is the Jets, pick 3 is valued at 2,200, which means we'd have to give up value of 600 points on this draft chart. So on this draft chart, that appears to be the 2nd round pick and the 4th round pick. So would you trade, knowing we don't have a 3rd, would you trade your 2nd and your 4th this year?
Yes.
And a pick next year, so you'd have one pick in the first 4 rounds to get Haskins at 3. Or, just playing devil's advocate, the other option is 2-6 is valued at 520. So to get up to 27, that's valued at 680. So you would have to give up to move up to 27 from 2-6.
All this stuff to me does not matter. Like, are you in love with the quarterback? If you are in love with the quarterback, then the price does not matter. You go get him. I'm sorry. Like, if you're sold on the 21-year-old kid that threw 50 touchdowns and is a baby, then you go get the kid. If they don't like him, if they're not a fan of Haskins, then it makes no sense trading up whatsoever. You don't just do it to do it. Mm-hmm. But if you're telling me you're convinced of Haskins, then yes, you do everything in your power to go get him because he's the only guy this year there. These other guys, you're jerking yourself off. You're trying to sell yourself on something that isn't there. Right. If you're sold on the legit talent that's Haskins right now, you do everything you can to go get him. If not, you sit pretty, you take the best player on the board at 6, and then you look to maybe trade back later in the draft and package some picks, but you're looking to get picks next year. Like there has to be a decision made, and they have to realize that you could have if you tell me if this guy said online that he would take Kyle Oletta, it's J-Zac, hilarious. He would take Kyle over Haskins. Dude, shut the fuck up and let the adults speak.
Welcome back, J-Zac.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, let the adults talk.
Well,
and if you take Kyler, you're even on more crack. When you take an Oompa Loompa, maybe the guy could be 4'11" standing back there. Unbelievable. Let the adults talk.
But let's talk about let's look at that for a moment, because I agree with you, James. I think that you are correct. I think
Come on,
the
man.
fact that they're even entertaining taking any quarterback after, like
Hold
they're
on,
looking
Justin. J-Zac, you're a fucking moron. Go watch Haskins play and go look at his numbers against pressure. He literally wrote to me, Haskins crumbles under pressure. I don't even, can someone block him? How do we even let this guy talk? Unbelievable.
But so a further point is, why are we? It's one thing if you're looking at taking a quarterback at 6. There's no doubt in my mind that player is worth taking and has a better future with the franchise than Kyle Lauletta.
Right.
Okay.
My God.
But if there were reports today out of the New York Post that they are considering taking Jarrett Stidham out of Auburn in the 3rd round. The kid's 6'3", 215. He's got some confidence. He played in the SEC, right? But you could get him with the 3rd round pick. If this is the 3rd year in a row that they take a quarterback with the 3rd round pick, not only is it frustrating, but what are you doing? What does that say about the previous 2 picks? You know what I mean? Because if I'm going to take a quarterback in the 3rd round this year, quite honestly, I'd rather roll with Eli and have Lauletta as the backup and take a quarterback from a better draft class across the board that's going to have Fromm, Herbert, and other talent, right? To me, if you're going to take a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round pick in this draft, as a 3rd or 4th round pick in this draft, you might as well just wait until next year.
Yeah, 100%. It's either you address the problem early in the 1st round or you punt to next year. You stop wasting these picks on 2nd, 3rd, 4th round guys. You've done it the last 2 years, and I got news for you. Ooh, Kyle Lauletta blows, guys. He's never going to be a good quarterback.
Kyle Lauletta, if you're listening, please call in.
He's never going to be a good quarterback. Stop it. Just because these guys put on blue jerseys doesn't make them unbelievably superior in talent. That's not how this works. He's not very good. And at the NFL level, he leaves something to be determined. That's why he was drafted in the 4th round. That's why he was inactive, and Canny was the backup for most of the season. Okay? If you're going to address the quarterback, you fall in love with a kid, and you go get him early in the draft. And the price doesn't matter, because if you're sold on the kid and you've done your due diligence with everything else, over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, cap-wise and draft pick-wise, you're going to be in position to fill those holes and do what you need to do if you're right on the quarterback. But to sit here and throw names like Murray, this is the NFL. Kyler Murray is a gadget player. You're going to have fun with him. He's going to be highlight every now and again. But to win over 16 games with a midget, good luck. Doug Flutie was a lot of fun to watch. I don't want fun to watch. I want trophies and cases. You need a guy in the pocket that can get better and improve over time. Haskins is the only one in the draft that has that potential to take it to a next level. The only one in this draft. If you're not sold on him, you have enough picks to put yourself in position to be able to be a player next year, no matter where you sit in the 1st round. If they don't recognize that, we're in trouble, gentlemen.
James, can I tell you something? We're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
They're going defensive. They go.
I don't trust them I don't trust them to do the right thing here. I don't. Last year, dude, they're gonna have to show me it on the field because I don't I don't understand how they made the decisions they did last year at all. And I'm not convinced that they've read the landscape right again this offseason. And they put themselves in a position where they got their back against the corner. And the guy that was that touched by God and broke 71 and was most missed tackles in the league and set the rookie record for touchdowns and was the rookie of the year, he was good for 2 wins. So, I mean, recognize the problem and fix it.
Yeah.
Until that happens, we got issues.
To sit through another shitty season where we possibly gonna stockpile picks to move up if we don't have like a mediocre season, I can't do it. I can't do it. I like.
It's tough, man.
Someone said we're on the doorstep of QB hell.
I said a couple of weeks ago, right? Like QB purgatory. It's QB purgatory. And most of it, like these guys that think like most of our losses were in really close games, like wake up. Like at 1-7, the games that were close were because of late scores in the fourth quarter, garbage points. Eli's yards in the fourth quarter this year, go look them up.
Man.
Stellar. It's because we were losing. Bears games, we handed pick sixes. I mean, let's talk about Giants football. It's not very good right now. And to think that they are a flick of the switch away from competing for a Super Bowl?
Well, okay, so let's talk about that, okay? Because I think everybody and their mother watched the conference championship games. I hope you did. Because if you watch those games, all 4 of those teams, when they had the ball offensively, you believed that they were going to score or that there was a threat to score. I've watched every game that the Giants have played for the last 15 years. And over the past 3 seasons, I never was confident that when we got the ball that we were going to score. Not saying that I knew that there would be times that we would, but when we got the ball at the beginning of the drive, it wasn't like beyond a shadow of a doubt. I knew we were going to score and we were going to move the ball. Coincidentally, I also went back this week as I saw a few things on Twitter about the 2011 NFC Championship game against the 49ers. If you look at that team, if you look at that quarterback, it was a different team offensively. And keep in mind...
That's a great question. I'm going to parking lot that.
They had a different... I mean, they had... That team in 2011 was the 32nd overall team from a rushing standpoint, and their offensive line was ranked in the bottom third of the league, and they still got hot at the end and made a run in the playoffs because Eli...
Yep. Say it.
Don't misunderstand, okay? I'm not saying Eli Manning is Kyler Murray. I'm not saying...
No, I'm right with you. I know where you're going. Say it, buddy. I'm right behind you.
I'm not saying he's anybody, but in 2011, when he needed to move around the pocket to find an extra second and a half to find Mario Manningham, who is not as good as the wide receivers on this team, he was able to do it. And the difference, the time there that he was able to create was the difference between a mediocre offense like we have now and the great offense like that team. And Eli Manning was able to put that on his shoulders and make that happen just because he was able to shift around the pocket. Eli tries to move now, and it's over.
Yeah. And there were 3 plays that were going around like wildfire. And I think I tweeted them out. I think I tweeted 2 of them out. I saw them on Twitter. And they were all from the San Francisco game in 2011, 2012, right around that time when the Giants won the Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots the second time. And they were 3 plays from that game. And if you're watching those 3 plays and you're watching now, and you're telling me that it's the same player, guys, I don't know what you're looking at. And this is why we say that Eli is the Giants' GOAT. He is the franchise GOAT. He is a Hall of Famer. And in 2011, because of the stats Justin just told you, it shows that at that point in his career, and if you watch those throws and you go back and watch those games, while he wasn't perfect, he was able at times to make plays that put the team on his shoulders. The play he makes to Bradshaw down the left sideline, there's a play he makes stepping up in the pocket to Cruz. 2 or 3 of those plays, if you watch his feet, and you didn't know it was Eli Manning, if I blocked out the top half of the player, you would not tell me that was Eli Manning right now.
Right.
If you just watch that player's feet from 2011, 2012. And that's not a knock on Eli Manning. He's 38 years old. The guy has a tremendous career. But to say that it may be time to move on is not a knock against Eli. It's recognizing that there's been a downfall in his play, regardless of the line play or regardless of anything else going on around him. Great question from on Twitter. Justin, how about I'm not on Twitter, on
Facebook?
YouTube. Fred NJ23, right? I got one for you. To me, I got the answer here, but good question. Let's say Josh Allen falls to 6, or say Devin White is sitting there at 6. Do you really take Haskins over them?
So, I think.
By the way, J-Zac doesn't think Eli's a Hall of Famer. Can you block him? Go ahead, Justin.
I think this is what I think about Haskins. And this is, unfortunately, we don't know the answer to this. We can speculate. But if Haskins is there at 6, I think that the Giants would be foolish not to take him based on what I've seen out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is value in the position. There's a reason why they say it's the most important position in sports. So if Haskins is there at 6, and we can take him at 6, and we don't have to trade up to get him, we don't have to worry about it, and that's the guy that's there at 6 and he falls in our lap, I think that you definitively take him, and then you know that you have your guy.
I mean, I think it really comes down to how much do you love Haskins? Right. Because you got to, out of those players, right? To me, I do it by the position I value, and quarterback's the most valuable position. So if you have those 3 guys on the board, not to take anything, and this is the other thing that fans, they say is like, okay, well, you're going to take, you're crazy passing this guy or that guy, but you have to take these things. Like when it comes down to it, if you hit on the quarterback, can I find myself a linebacker? Can I find myself a pass rusher later in the draft? Yeah. Quarterback is the hardest position to find. And if you think that you address that, if you think you have the guy, whether it's Haskins or whomever, then you do what you need to do to get him. Bottom line. Oh, we got a donation.
We did.
Tim, this one's on me. Yes, Patriots Blow. All right. Thanks, Frank Guzzi.
Tim is currently in the beautiful state of California, lounging it up.
Tim right now he's telling us he's at work. I think he's on a bender in California. I'm going to be honest.
You know what, Tim? F you and your California weather. You know what? We don't need it.
Like, what does he do? Is there like a pimp convention out there? Like, what does he do?
Tim is the
Marco,
mystery.
do you know what Tim does for a living?
I think he's in marketing.
For everybody that wants the Giants to draft Kyler Murray, like, do you really want to waste a pick on a guy that's going to be healthy for like 4 games?
Listen, it's not even about that. The Kyler Murray discussion to me comes down to this. Okay? I could see a scenario where they take Kyler Murray at some point in the first round of this draft.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're going to do that, Kyler Murray cannot run the Giants offense as currently formulated. So, if you're going to do that, then Shumur and Shula and the Giants' brain trust, Gettleman, if you're listening. Marco, give Gettleman the number, just in case.
Sure, it's 516-453-9383. Oh, hold on. Hold on, someone is calling. Is it?
If they were to call in.
Someone is calling. Is it Dave Gettleman?
If they were to call in, they would say, if we take Kyler Murray, in 2019, our offense is completely different than it is in 2019 and 2020. The offense is completely different than what it is right now and what it's been in the past. And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, but you know that going in, and everybody that needs to sign off on that from an offensive perspective will have signed off on that. I just don't see it happening. Based on one quote in Gettleman's press conference, he said, "You don't reach for a quarterback. You don't make the quarterback a priority if it doesn't fit into what you're trying to do."
Yeah,
Well, he's an idiot for that because you can't do shit unless you have the quarterback. So he's full of shit in reference to that because I don't care how many talented players you have around him. If you don't have a quarterback, you're playing with yourself. Like if you don't have a guy, if you don't have a guy that can get these guys the ball or a guy that you can't play Barkley, 8 men in the box, like go ahead and start Kyler Leonard for a whole season and see how fun it is playing with 9 men in the box.
Yeah, we saw
it. Doomed.
All right, let's get
and people and another thing, here you go, J-Zac, right? Kyler is better than Haskins right now. Great.
Hold on.
Awesome. I'd agree with you.
Let's get
right
to the
now
call.
he is. Hold on, look. But right now he is better than Haskins. But that's not why you're taking Haskins. If you take Haskins, it's because you've watched him and you see his ability to read defenses at a young age, anticipate coverage at a young age, make clutch throws at a young age, and he's a baby. He started 14 games. So I would hope that Murray's better than him right now. I'm drafting Haskins because he has the tools to be an actual NFL quarterback and not a gimmick, and has the potential to get better.
Wait a minute.
Ready? Hold on.
Here's the thing.
I agree.
Let's
Haskins
get to
has more talent. Then how do you draft Murray over Haskins?
Hold on. Let's get to the call. Let's see who it is.
Go ahead. Makes no sense.
702. Is this Dave Gettleman on the line?
Yeah. No.
Dave, how are you, Dave? We have a lot of questions for you.
You know it's not Gettleman because Eli's still playing. That's how you know.
Gettleman, what are you doing up so late?
It's 3 hours early over here, bro.
Dave, I got a question for you.
I didn't.
Did you find your Wii remote?
My Wii remote?
That's how you watch games. You watch games on the Wii. You didn't find it?
Are you calling from a landline because you turned your cell phone off?
No, I don't watch games on the Wii. What are you talking about?
Are you calling from a landline because you've turned your cell phones off?
No, but I should. I'm so disgusted. I probably should. Actually, the reason I called in.
Sure.
I'm sorry, it's been a while. I'm glad you guys are doing well, and I look forward to see you guys doing big things in the future. As a matter of fact, I wanted to say a certain rookie, right? And I don't want to say his name. It's not Barkley, okay? So calm down. a certain rookie called in to buy my job. One of his agent called into my job, okay, and spoke with one of the BDC reps, and he's interested in a vehicle, okay, by where I work. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he lives here or what, but apparently his agent has him on a particular car that he wants. I don't know if they said by next week he'll be coming here, and I'll be the one who'll be selling him the car, potentially, if he comes here. So if this person comes in and I sell him the car, I'm 100% guarantee I am getting him on the podcast for you. I guarantee it.
Nice.
He's a current Giants rookie?
He is a current Giant, yes.
Where are you calling from?
Vegas. This is Frankie from Vegas. I'm sorry, it's been a while, boys.
No problem.
Glad to be here.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm the one who always talks about Tim when I send the messages.
Well, he's staying away from you.
Just donated.
Yeah, I'm your only donor, bro. You should know who I am.
Hey, Paisas!
I'm sad though. I wish more people would. Though.
Hey, man. Frankie! All right. Okay, now we got it. I got you. Look at we got a nice picture here on YouTube. Look at him. We got a nice little tie. He look like, I'll tell you the truth. Marco, go on YouTube and tell me this guy doesn't look like somebody that may come collect.
I used to be Italian, but then I lost all my hair, so now I'm just white.
Frankie's big.
That's what happens, huh?
I can't control myself. Look, it's supposed to be Will Hernandez needs a car, okay? So let's see if big boy is gonna come in and we're gonna take care of him.
So
and,
what?
Hopefully he's gonna buy a car.
What type of car
is
looking at? I'm saying some Jeep or truck.
Nah, it's a sports car.
Really? He's gonna get his big ass in something little, huh?
Will.
Yeah. It's a 450 horsepower sports car he's interested in apparently. So let's see if he comes in. I don't look. Here's what happened. The agent called, and the people who take the calls is a separate department, and it happened to be my guy. Took the call, and he immediately came and got me and said, "Hey, listen, so and so just called. This is his number." Obviously, I didn't get the number of Boy. I got the agent number, and I'm not harassing them or nothing. But if he's interested, we've been in communication since I think it was Monday of last week. He called in or something. He's supposed to be out this way. Hopefully, we make an appointment. And if I get him, listen, if he comes in, he don't even have to buy the car. If he comes in, I will close him on coming on this podcast. I personally guarantee it.
You'll offer.
I mean, if you guys would be so gracious as to have him.
We will, of course, we will be gracious. We're negotiating with a few players to come on. One is a free agent right now on the defensive side of the ball. He said he would come on, but there's been a few rescheduling, so I don't know. And administration hasn't reached out to him about signing a contract, so he's being a little iffy, I think.
Well, this is what I do for a living, so if you need me to make calls on your behalf, I will close them and I will get them on.
There you go.
My pleasure.
Frankie!
Yeah, how you guys been, yo?
We've been good. You heard we're going down to, well, not me, but a few of the guys are going down to where we go, guys? Atlanta,
I heard.
Yeah.
What's the details on that? Could you share the details with the viewers, or are you not privy? Are we not privy?
Here's the deal. So Justin, we're going to be on next Wednesday, and then we leave that Thursday morning. So Justin and I, the podcast, the website, Marco got an invitation to a, let's just say, a very prominent. I don't know how to say this. It's a name associated with the Giants, a huge name associated with the Giants, and there's going to be an event held in Atlanta right around Super Bowl weekend on the Thursday night. So we were invited. We went back and forth. We actually got the opportunity to go out there from Steve, one of our listeners, and Justin and I are going a full 24-hour trip to the event. We're going to try to live stream as much as possible to bring you everything live that night of. So if you're following on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, stay tuned the night that we go, the night of the 31st. There should be content letting you know up to the minute what we see, what we're doing. We're going to bring it to you live, but should be fun, right, Justin?
We're amped. We're amped for you guys.
It's a no lose. We can't lose.
This is really, we mentioned it last week, but this is really about you guys. So we're going to create content for you guys and to give you guys an opportunity to experience this with us. And in the process, we're going to do a little networking, make some things happen, and hopefully we get some.
I'm sure it's all work and no play. I'm sure it's all work, no play, no free drinks.
Literally.
No
so here's the.
No friggin'
I'll tell you the agenda. So we're gonna get to Atlanta on the 31st at around noon. The plan is to jet over to the NFL Experience Radio Row and see, what we can do there. The event that we're there for doesn't start till 8. So we literally have tons of time to do whatever we want, Magic City, and then get to the party by 8 o'clock. Go to the party. We figure the event's going to run late into the wee hours of the morning, and then we're going right to the airport to take another flight back to Baltimore on Friday morning. It's a 23-hour trip. We're going down. We're coming right back. We can't afford a room. There's no rooms down there for Super Bowl week, so it's going to be a whirlwind, and it's going to be really fun. We have a lot of laughs, Justin. Captain Negative and Mr. Make-A-Wish.
That'd be great.
Have you guys gotten permission to live stream that, or is it an iffy situation? I'd be real careful with that, because if they don't want that stuff broadcasted, you don't want to,
It's an iffy situation.
The whole thing is an iffy situation, but there will be pictures, there will be videos, there will be, trust me on this, we will find a way. And if this party is what we think it will be, I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with anything, because I think a bunch of people will be doing very similar things to what we're doing. We're not going down to cause a ruckus or stand out. We just want to be a part of it, and in the midst of it, bring you guys as much as we can. And we think, and we're hopeful that there's going to be a lot to bring. So we'll see what happens.
At the very least,
I'm glad for you.
At the very least, when we come back, we're going to have a full array of stories and experiences to share with you, and it's going to be a good day.
I'm thinking about pulling a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and bringing a recorder and just running it the whole time.
Well, so I think what I'll say is this: I'm planning on bringing a recorder.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are authorized to use it at the event, then we will. I don't know if we will be, but if we are able to, we will be ready. That's obviously the best way to get quotes for you guys and information that we can then turn into the content when we get back. We're still kind of figuring out, in what capacity we were invited to this event. We're just there.
You guys should make up some badges. You guys should make some badges with the logo of the.
We got business cards.
Yeah. I would have put some badges over your neck and make it look like super duper official, This way, no one questions anything. You just walk right in. Yeah, this is who we are. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the more official you are when you go in, the more leeway maybe people want to give you. You know what I mean?
I wanted to wear tuxedos like Step Brothers, but Justin told me no.
I thought you wanted to wear tuxedos like Dumb and Dumber. That is official.
That was my second choice, and he still told me no.
Oh God.
We couldn't agree on the color. I wanted the orange. He wanted the orange. Nobody wanted the blue. So there you go.
You bought that other thing, right? Didn't you buy it?
I bought a Giant blazer. I'm gonna check it out and see how it looks. If it looks too like awful, then I'm just gonna wear a regular sports coat. But it was cheap, so I figured I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me order this thing. See how nice it is when it gets here. And if it's not, then what are you gonna do?
So,
are you guys doing anything to be part of maybe like the press pool that like goes in after the games? Are you guys trying to get involved in any of that stuff or?
Nah.
Yes. I am.
The answer is no.
What are you doing for that? We want to know. The people want to know what you guys are doing to get more access for us.
Well, we're talking to. I know that we're constantly in contact with Dugan and Leonard and all these guys that are in the know. And as our following grows, like we want you guys to share our content, and if you like our stuff, like get the word out. We're pretty huge following right now. All you guys, the delusional fans that we have, and we love every one of you. You know, we got 40,000 people on Facebook, but I don't know that a lot of that trickles over to Twitter and Instagram and these other networks as well. So, and as these new other devices are coming along, people are starting to get away from Facebook, and that's where the nuts and bolts, so to speak, or our followers are. So the more you guys share our stuff, let people know that we're out here talking about it, that we're getting these interviews with these sports writers and this content isn't just stuff that we're putting out, but it's opinions based on fact. And we're getting these guests that used to play for the Giants, the Gary Reasons, the Pepper Johnson, and having these hour-and-a-half interviews that you guys can listen to what it was like on the sideline with Bill Belichick and get a conversation between Myron Guyton and Gary Reasons. I don't know where else you can get that stuff. And it's rare to get that stuff. When Pepper Johnson was on the show with us, we expected to have him on for 10 minutes, and he was on with us for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And
that was a great show.
We just let him talk.
Great show on that, by the way. I just want to say that was a very good show. That was one of my favorites. I think you guys really capitalized on that opportunity to make, get the you got the most out of it. You got some good details, and that was good. I really enjoyed that show myself. I'm trying to work out a way where we could possibly have maybe Pepper call in with Gary at the same time, and we can just shut up and let them talk about what it was like during the run in both '86 and then the run in '90, and through our conversations with those guys and Myron Guyton, I think Justin and Marco would agree that they get pretty in depth with what they will tell you about what was going on in the locker room and what the game plan was like, where you feel like you're there with them in it. And if you guys like that content and you want more of it, like share, get us out there, and the next thing you know, maybe we will be in the press corps.
So as far as the press goes, I was offered a press pass about 2 years ago, I turned it down just because I don't have anyone to send out.
You go text whoever's back. Text whoever sent you that back now, and tell them you have a guy that will be at every single game. And I will go to every single home game, and I will cover it. And Marco, I will be respectful, but I'll ask tough, fair questions. I promise.
It's not as easy as that.
Content, and you honestly got offered a press pass, then let them know, hey, listen, we've expanded a little bit now. Things are better. And starting next season, I will go and I will drive down and I will cover at least every home game. I don't know about the away games, but we could try. I could do the game in Philly.
Right. No,
There's a will, there's a way. I could drive to Washington, so let me know, bro. I'm willing to do it.
It's not
I
just
was
the
gonna ask if
it's
you
not
guys-
just the press pass. It's that everything that goes along with that. It's daunting after that. I thought it over, and then I wasn't sure how credible the guy was, and he was
Oh.
trying to pretty much pillage the site and offering the press pass, and it was be more of a shared thing. But I think he was just looking for us to reap our content.
Oh, okay.
Well, you could always-
Okay, I didn't know
you
it
could
was something like that.
You could always submit a formal request and then show your bona fides and all the stuff you guys are doing.
Yeah,
Say, hey,
yeah.
this is what we got. We have a demand for this, and it's obviously hardcore fans. But I was going to also ask another question. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in this. Personally,
Go.
I can't do anything to help you guys on my side because over here, I'm not in New York anymore, so I'm not surrounded by Giants people that I could pass pass along the info to. I was wondering if you guys are going to start incorporating more of the NFC East as a whole, because I think that could definitely bring a lot of people we all Giants fans, we hate the rest of the NFC East, but we're also very interested in all the moves that they're making because that's what's critical to our season too.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you guys are planning on maybe expanding a little more.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. I think that's a great idea, but I think that the way to do that, and we could always talk about this, but I think the best way to do that, and then the best way to get our names out there even more, is to the gentleman that we linked up with that does the Vault show in Australia, he's a Cowboys fan. We can very easily have him on to talk about what the Cowboys are doing throughout the off season.
Yeah.
We could probably reach out to a Redskins fan affiliate and find someone or a beat writer with the Redskins to get out there and have them call in and let them. So I think that there's avenues where we can get that content for you and still have it be
Focus
through
on the
a
Giants.
forum where there's more eyes coming. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the more eyes and the more people that are seeing the site and seeing what we're doing, the better. And might as well get it right from the horse's mouth. Instead of getting our opinions, let's get it from, people that are in the know and around those teams, so to speak.
It sounds good. I like that myself because I'm very interested in everything that happens in the NFC East, more than the rest of the league, really. By the way, I will be picking up, hopefully this week, Wednesday, I'm going to a meeting. I will be picking up season tickets for the Raiders. I live out here now. It'll be my technically. And I just love the game. I'm a lover of the game of football in general. And, I mean, I kind of want, to support my town. And we're getting the Raiders in. So I'm potentially picking up between 2 and 4 season tickets. Hopefully Wednesday, I'm going to be going to the meeting with the guy. The guy actually called me to reschedule me. I was supposed to go there today. So I'll be going hopefully next Wednesday on my day off and hopefully negotiating and seeing if – if they're going to be terrible tickets that they offer me, I'm going to shoot it down. But if they're halfway decent tickets, I'll probably take them. And I got to see what the licensing fee is. I think it's going to run anywhere from $7,500 up to –
They're doing PSL also? They're doing
Yeah. Well, I didn't meet with the guy yet. This is all. My mom was the one who put the original submission in 2 years ago when they first offered it, and now they're doing the actual selection. So I don't really know what to expect when I go there. But the stadium, by the way, if you guys are interested in any news on this side, the stadium's coming along. I mean, it's looking fabulous. They're working 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, around the clock to wrap this thing up. So believe me when I tell you, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be good for the sport in general. I mean, obviously, we're not, really Raiders fans, but anything for the sport is good, I suppose, and maybe we'll generate more money. And that's just a little insight over here. So I'll let you boys know what the story is, what the prices are. I'll give you guys the in-depth information once I find out next Wednesday when I go into the meeting.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah, we have to follow up a few things. We'll get that information. We'll see what we're doing about a certain Giants rookie, and we'll go from there.
He's got
all
to
right.
show up. He's got to show up. I can't control that. I mean, if his agent, sends him over, I'm gonna get him the best deal I can get him, and hopefully he'll come by from me, and I'll call right there. Tell you, spark up a podcast right now. He's in the car with me. We're on the freeway right now. I'll put him right on the phone.
Sounds good.
Hilarious.
All right.
That would be great. Marco,
All right, Frankie.
Get the recorder on your phone so you're a phone call away, and you get as soon as you pick up or make a call, it starts recording.
Right. We have stock questions ready to go. All right, Frankie. We're gonna sign out.
All right, take care.
Later.
You're good, bud.
All right, peace.
Good call.
Good.
Good call.
I'm reading all your inside texts now.
How high are you on Drew Lock?
Men's and men's.
Yeah, really. Like men's and men's. Like I'm not thrilling. Like I don't.
Hold on.
Here's the thing.
I'm Googling James. Press pass, New York Giants. Dear Pat Hanlon, we are sorry for constantly pranking your GMs.
Yeah. Sorry.
We are apologetic for calls that may or may not have reached your voicemail or the voicemail of your GM.
It's a good thing he keeps his phone off.
That's a good thing.
So let's talk about. That's another thing that I want to talk about. So Drew Lock, perfect example.
Yeah.
In today's drafting process, is it really worth taking a quarterback that team had a middling success, and was in the middle of a mediocre conference?
No.
Right? When you look at the players that are successful, to quote former 49ers coach Mike Singletary, I want winners. I want people that want to win.
Can't win with them. Can't do it.
So, I mean, look, here's the thing that I'm going to say. I mean, the Eagles took Wentz a few years ago, and they traded up quite a long ways to get him, because I think their original pick was 15, and they traded up to 2 across 2 trades to move up to take Carson Wentz out of Division II North Dakota.
Yep. They were sold on the guy, and they went and got him.
But he hasn't. Carson Wentz, I mean, he's been okay.
Well, yeah, but you can't plan for injury, and like before the injury, you would say that his upside, the trajectory was pointing pretty far up, right? I mean, like before he got hurt, I don't think that he would be, the best quarterback in the league right now, but I think that his arrow would be pointing in the right direction, that he would be just basically, teasing us with where he could possibly go talent-wise. Like, he's a baby. And like that's like the argument for Haskins. Like somebody saying, "Oh, Haskins isn't good right now. He's not ready to play right now." Well, the kid's 20 years old. So if you say like he has all of the physical tools that it takes to win in the league, but maybe he needs to be developed in the right system and groomed a little bit before he's put into the fire, then you're drafting the guy for the talent that he has and the player he can develop into. No rookie is a finished product. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's correct.
if you see that potential in the guy, then, like, if you look at Haskins and you're like, okay, yeah, right now I can't start him week 1. But, man, 3 years from now, if I keep him in the same system and he gets a little stronger with how he anticipates and his ability to work a chalkboard, because he knows his X's and O's, boys. So, like, if you had him in the same system and he was to work in that system for a year or 2, you got something there probably. So how much do you believe in that upside? If you believe in that upside that much, then you move heaven and earth to get that guy, and you don't ask questions. You deal with the rest after you have your quarterback. And I'm not saying Haskins is that guy. Like, if they don't like him, then pass, right? I mean, if you don't like the guy, don't just give up the boat and do something just to go get him. But, like, if you like him, then don't hold back. Go get the guy.
But be aware that, and this is what I'm afraid that the Giants don't quite understand, what I'm about to say. Be aware that when you take your quarterback, whenever that is, if you take a quarterback in the draft with the idea that he's going to be the guy, if you take him with the first-round pick, you're probably not in a scenario where you can win games at the level that we want to win games at for 2 seasons. Okay? So,
I disagree.
And that's fine. Listen,
Right now, Justin, we're winning 5 games. I could have did that with Darnold without Barkley.
But what I'm saying to you is, be aware that we're not going to win. We're not going to win the Super Bowl next year, whether we take a quarterback or not.
No, but are we closer in year 2 or 3? Like that's my like. If you're sold on Haskins and you take him in the first round, right? Then I agree with you, right? I think that there's 2 issues there. I was all for bringing Eli back. I don't know that you can do that, and I'll tell you why. If you bring him back with a first-round pick there, and they struggle out of the gate, it's going to get very ugly in the media for people calling for the rookie first-round quarterback. So first, the decision needs to be made, is Eli going to be on the team? If Eli's going to be on the team, then you're in the same boat where they're going to probably take a kid a little later. I don't know how you could take a first-round kid and put Eli in that situation, in a lame duck situation at all. I think that's horrible. So if you draft Haskins, you're going to probably want to bring in a McNown type, a veteran type, to compete and maybe start your season knowing that you're going to turn it over to him. But if you're telling me that you're going to win 5 to 6 games, maybe 7 at the best with Eli, right? Am I better off drafting Haskins?
Did anyone see the latest donation that we got from Yardley? Yardley, I can't even pronounce his last name.
No. I missed it.
4,000 Colombian pesos, my friend. 4,000 Colombian.
Nice.
What's the conversion on that?
It's about
4 cents.
I thought that was funny. I saw 4,000 come across. I was like, what?
I was waiting for you to say something. We got to answer this question, right? Is race a factor on picking Haskins number 6 at quarterback? God, I hope not.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, God, I hope not. That's the only way I can answer that question. Like, there shouldn't be. Not in today's day and age.
Listen, I was unaware of the importance that certain people within the fan base put on the race of the quarterback up until Geno Smith took over. And listen, I'm all for having a quarterback. I don't care if he's black, white, purple, yellow, green, or orange. If he's orange, I might have a problem because he might be related to Trump, but that's a different thing. I just want the guy that's going to help us win. And right now in this draft, I think that guy, if they want a quarterback in this draft, I think that guy is Haskins. And it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he's black or white or anything like that, because I think he's the guy that can help us win. If you're looking at the quarterback position in any other way other than that, then,
I don't think
we're talking about different things.
It's not the first black quarterback the Giants have ever. It wouldn't be the first black quarterback the Giants have ever had. They've had a few.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I don't think so.
I think people are like. Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal.
There were a couple guys trolling in the comments like a few weeks ago that was saying some pretty effed up things. But they've been blocked. They've been barred. They've been put in jail.
Well, you know what I heard. You know what's crazy is I did hear, or I saw a tweet or narrative where that the older Giant fans would be upset if the Giants drafted Haskins, and I immediately thought of Wright and Johnson and guys who have been on the team who are African American quarterbacks in the past, and I just didn't get it. Because it wasn't a big stink when that happened. Like, I can't remember, like, seeing a story where it was a problem or anything like that. So, not an issue for us. I mean, if the guy could play, give a shit what color he is, put him in.
I hear you. I agree. Just reading through the comments now. Does anyone want to add anything? So that's the first we've been. We have Colombian pesos over here. Is it pesos? I think it is, right?
What is the conversion on that?
Who knows?
I'm interested. What if he gave us like $4 million?
Let's find out.
And you guys just don't know, and we're like so rich right now.
It's $1.27.
Nice.
Yes. There we go.
Nice.
There we go. Breaking the bank.
Thanks, buddy.
And at the $1.27 in total?
Yes.
Thank God I got that Acorn app.
I got that the other day.
Did you? Do you like it?
I don't know. I'm not sold on it. Being honest.
I'm skeptical.
All right, I think we should call it a wraps, unless anyone has any groundbreaking info.
Well, you want to talk about the worst call ever not made?
Yeah, go for it. Just give me 1 second. Go.
No, I mean, my God. The Saints should be in the Super Bowl again. Oh. No comment? Nobody has nothing to say about that?
The way that I view that play.
Oh.
And here's the important thing. It was extremely obvious in slow motion that it was a pass interference penalty. But it was so obvious in slow motion that it makes me wonder how it couldn't be obvious in game speed. Like, I'm wondering if maybe the ref was out of position.
Dude, I saw the one ref So the one ref who's in the screen who initially called is standing there. There's another angle, like from the end zone coming down the sideline, where you have more of his back. And it looks like one of the other officials coming down, who's more towards the line of scrimmage, is coming down as the play happens. And he looks like he's going to throw a flag. And the other ref who was closer stops him. And you can see he blatantly stops him from throwing the flag. Man, if I was a Saints fan, and there's a rule that, did you see the rule that Goodell can come in and say, like, we're playing the game from that point on, Saints, first down at the 11-yard line or wherever it is, this much time on the clock, let's go. Like, he should do that.
Yeah, I saw
like, that's the right thing to do.
it. That would be.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do, man. That's annoying. Like, even if the Rams win, you're always, like, it's going to be tainted. Even if the Rams beat the Patriots, everyone's going to say the Saints would have beaten the Patriots. No one is going to say the Rams are the champions. To me, it's completely tainted.
Did anyone
than any other call or non-call or whatever?
Did anyone see Bleacher Report reenacted the play on Madden where they intentionally had the guy push him in the whole pass interference and the ref calls it there, no problem. It was a perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
It's in the game. Obviously not.
The question that I have in reference to bad calls. So we can't breathe on Anthem?
Nope.
We can't breathe on the pretty boy?
Especially not with your hot. Especially not with your hot.
Learning that?
Not with your hot breath. Nope.
Nope. You stay away.
You can't even whiff by him. Okay.
If you take a swipe at his punum, then you should get a 15 to 30-yard penalty.
Correct.
That said, I want to say two things about Tom Brady. First of all, Tom,
if you're listening, follow.
Kudos on your Instagram post featuring regulators. Well done. I was a big fan. Secondly, I want to make sure that everybody hears it here first. I think Tom beats the Rams to bring his career full circle, and I think he retires. I think he's done.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, listen.
What more do you have?
How long, we've been watching Tom Brady for how long? 19 years or whatever it is? He's having too much fun. He's never had this much fun. They tried to interview him after the game. He wanted to just give a shout out to his wife.
Did you see?
Wants him to be done.
Did you see the video of him sitting on the bench and Edelman comes walking past him?
Too old, yeah.
You're old. You're too fucking old. He's screaming at him like, oh
yeah.
Man, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
They buy into it 100%. The other thing too that's interesting.
That's Belichick, man. You're genius.
Relates to Brady is, he wins, he retires, and he moves on. Remember, he doesn't have to worry about money. His wife, he's not the breadwinner in his own home. So he's not hanging on for a contract. He can exit on his own terms exactly the way that he wants to. And I think he wins and he comes full circle and he hangs it up.
I think he's thick-headed. I think he's going to try to play until they kill him. I really do. I got a feeling he's going to play for another 2 or 3 years. The video, did you see the video with him and Gronk? We ain't going nowhere. That shit. they're having a blast, man, and they've completely bought into the narrative that they are not good.
Yeah, they're the
everyone
underdog.
was talking right before the playoffs that everyone was saying right before the playoffs that they weren't a good football team. And what do you know about boom?
Guys, I don't want you to
Belichick has them
retire.
right there.
I don't want you to retire early. But another 4,000 Colombian pesos came in.
Thank God we stood on.
The question is,
And you wanted to get
free agency or draft?
Log off a couple of minutes.
And I wanted to log off. The question is, fix defense, free agency or the draft? And he loves us.
What about free agency or the draft?
How would you fix the defense, free agency or the draft?
I think that you see that how they tried to fix it a couple of years ago through free agency, and they threw money at it, and it was a quick fix, and that's great in the moment, but it's not a way to fix the problem. The problem right now for the Giants isn't just the starters on defense. I think they have some nice pieces, but I think for the most part there needs to be an influx of talent, but it's also depth. It's also being able to excuse me. It's also being able to withstand a 16-game season, and if you lose a couple of guys, not only do you have the next man up mentality is good, but it's good when you have talent. It's a lot better when you have talent that has that mentality as opposed to guys like Munson, say. So I think that I think that the Giants need to start hitting on some draft picks, and I think they did that this year, starting with Hill. Looks like they got a good one there. So I think a couple of more drafts like that is how you do it. A free agent here or there, but you don't want to build a whole defense through free agency. That's a dangerous proposition.
Yeah. So we did rebuild the defense with free agency 2 years ago, and those are the exact contracts that we're trying to get out of now. We traded away Snacks. We're most likely trying to renegotiate for Vernon, if not cut him. We overpaid for Janoris Jenkins and try to rework that. Those are all the contracts that we're going now.
I'm not gonna talk about the defense from the '80s, right? I'm gonna talk about the most recent great Giants defense and how that defense was built. Okay, think about the team that ran from 2011 to 2007 to 2011. So on the front line, we had Strahan, draft pick. We had Umanura, draft pick, and they picked Tuck in the third round. And after they won the Super Bowl, when they had all that talent on the defensive line, they took Kiwanuka at defensive end because they thought you can't have enough defensive ends. We need to make this happen.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, and we could look this up, but out of those defensive ends that you just named, the only two first-rounders, and I'll throw in JPP and Kiwanuka, the only two first-rounders, if I'm correct, Strahan, Umanura, Tuck, second and third-round picks.
Right.
Check me on that.
Strahan and Umanura were second-round picks. Tuck was a third-round pick.
Yep.
It was just JPP?
They had on that defense, they had Linval Joseph, who was the second-round pick at some point on that defensive line. They did bring in some linebacker talent via free agency. If you remember, obviously Antonio Pierce was a free agent. They brought in Kavika Mitchell for 1 year in 2007, and he played out of his mind.
That was the only free agent signing that year they won the Super Bowl. Kavika Mitchell was the only freaking guy that Reese brought in, if I remember correctly.
And let's take it a step further. You look at that draft class from 2007. So, notable rookies that contributed from that draft class. Ahmad Bradshaw was the seventh round pick. Aaron Ross was a senior taken out of Texas. They drafted that kid when he was 23, 24 years old, right? They drafted Kevin Boss with a fifth-round pick. They drafted Reggie Torbor. They drafted, it wasn't in that draft, but they also built that line via the draft. The only free agent that they brought in, well, they brought in two free agents on that initial line. They brought in Sean O'Hara from Cleveland, and they brought in Uncle Phil, Kareem McKenzie at right tackle. But Deal was a fifth-round pick. Snee was a second-round pick. And who was the left tackle? Help me out.
Will Beatty?
Was it Will Beatty on the 2007 Super Bowl team?
No.
No, left tackle was...
Was it Lomas Brown?
Was it Lomas Brown?
No.
Who the hell was it?
Hold on.
Jumbo Elliott.
Now I'm curious. 2007
White.
Giants.
Deal? O'Hara? Schubert? No.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. So Deal played left tackle. That's right. Schubert was on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I forgot about that. So Deal actually played left tackle from a fifth-round selection. Richie Schubert was an undrafted free agent that they brought in to play on the inside next to Sean O'Hara at center and Chris Snee on the other side. So that 2007 team, it was built through the draft for the most part. They brought in Flacco, they brought in Kareem McKenzie and Antonio Pierce, but that team was built through the draft. And I know we're very hard on Gettleman because of some of the decisions that he's made at the top of the draft, but his first four picks this year all contributed pretty well. And if he puts together 2 more years where he gets 4 or 5 contributors through the draft, you know, in 2 to 3 years, by the time that rookie quarterback's ready to play, we could be in pretty good position. Now that's easier to say than to do. He has to write that check and cash it. But, you know, the way to build this team for long-term success that we're all looking for is through the draft. It's not going to be through free agency. To get back to the original question.
Agreed.
Yep, agreed 100.
And Jerry Reese isn't here anymore. Jerry, if you're listening, don't call in. We hate you.
Actually,
Don't call in, Jerry.
Jerry, free to call in. He got a bad rap.
You like Jerry?
I didn't think.
I want to know if he wanted Mahomes.
That's
how good is that?
The rift started.
That would be my question. Did you want Mahomes? How bad did you want Mahomes? Were you told no? Going into were you told to play the young kids? What was it? All hell broke loose when the fan base were you thrown under the bus? Did the whole message from above change when the narrative changed in the media and with the fan base? Like, what? Take us inside of Giants land and what a clusterfuck it was, and how bad were you thrown under the bus, Jerry? Like that, I would love to talk to Jerry Reese.
Let's see if we can answer those questions for him. We probably know enough that we could.
I mean, I could. Well, I think I have the answer for him. I would just be looking to see if I was right.
Do you think he wanted Mahomes and was shot down?
Yes. Yes.
I agree.
You think Brees wanted Mahomes?
Yes. I think they both did.
No, see, I think the head coach wanted Mahomes.
I think Reese and McAdoo were on the same page. I really do. Now, whether that page was right, you could argue that till we're blue in the face. But to me, like they both left for a reason, man. I mean, it was easy to sell them both to the Giants fan base and to get rid of both of them at one time. But it seems to me that they were on board. I mean, he went to them. That's why I would assume that they both wanted Mahomes, because the following season, when they were losing, Mara goes to both of them and says, "We need to see the kids play." So that would lead me to believe that they were on the same page, because he went to them and they were on the same page with that. They both said, "Yes, we agree. We've been discussing it," if you remember what reports said. So, yeah, I'd love to talk to them. Oh, tons of questions.
Yeah, I think he was. Well, we definitely know one of them was for Mahomes.
Did you guys see, by the way, two things that I want to mention?
Steve Spagnuolo?
Yeah. So that's the first thing. Spagnuolo in Kansas City.
Huge mistake.
See, I think Kansas City has a decent pass rush, and I think Spagnuolo was always good at managing the pass rush.
I don't see I mean, if Don Sutton, I mean, I don't know. Like, Spags is okay, but, I mean, since that year, since 2000, what is it, a decade ago now? 12 years ago now? Madon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what has Spags done, really?
He had a head coaching gig for a little bit.
Yeah, but was it successful?
For a little bit, back to head coach for a game or two. Hasn't been too stellar.
He has that picture where he's walking off with Eli. He's got his hand awkwardly around his waist.
Yeah, I mean, I like Spags. I mean, he was great while he was, in that capacity. But since then, like, I don't know that he's done anything to warrant where you could really get too excited about, him being your defensive coordinator. You're hoping to catch lightning in a bottle, but proof isn't in the pudding since he had Strahan and the boys that season.
And what was this?
But you want to talk about other guys that believe in Mahomes. Did you guys see that Brady went back into the Kansas City locker room at halftime? Or not?
Yeah.
Or not halftime, after the game,
Mm-hmm.
and requested a personal one-on-one meeting with Pat Mahomes?
Yes.
Would you not love to be a fly on the wall for that discussion?
Well, you know what? Tom Brady gets a bad rap, man, but I mean, how can you not respect the guy? Like, you may not like a call that happened in the game. You may think I don't know how you can have like, when I watch him, like, the guy's unreal. For him to do that and go in there and have that conversation with that kid after a loss like that probably meant the world to a kid like Mahomes, who is obviously talented beyond any of our wildest dreams. Tommy's something else, man. That's something else. He's the GOAT. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10, knowing that if he probably gives up the ball, it's over. Converts, touchdown. Just unbelievable.
So let me ask you this question as well, just so that we can fully discuss everything that happened in that game. But not only did those things happen for Brady, but Romo called each one of those third down plays before they happened from his position. So
He's done that a couple of times.
My question is, do you think there's a team in the NFL that would give Romo, like if Romo said, I want a gig as your head coach? I mean, based on that, his ability to do that, and his ability to prep like that and be ready to make that call in. I mean, if you can X and O it like that.
I think that there's probably a more realistic shot that he got a chance as a coordinator first than a head coach.
Does he want that, though? Isn't he, like...
I don't know. I don't know.
Semi-pro golfer? Like, pro-am?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if it was the right situation, like under an older head coach where you were going to be groomed as a game manager to see what they do and how they prepare, and at first they were going to have you just be an offensive coordinator. If it was the right situation, you can see him entertaining it. But I mean, to just go from what he did to a head coach, I don't know. Like, to manage all three facets of a team, you could surround yourself with really good people. I mean, I guess, and take it on as the challenge, but it just seems more realistic that he would go from coordinator to coach as opposed to just head coach.
I hear you. All right, gentlemen, I am yawning it up now.
All right, that's it. Great lobby.
Let's call it a night.
This time next week, we'll be signing off, and Jimmy and I will be headed for Hotlanta.
All right, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like button. And talk to you.
Got like every day.
We will talk.
That's right.
We will talk to you next week. Peace out.